Aloha and welcome to this episode of Creative Sensing. Today I want to cover the direction of vibrational qualities, in that all actions can be translated as tone, through tone, and really everything is comprised of vibrational qualities or is defined by them to us. And so, with regards to this physical dimension, we can, I think, talk for days and days about the importance or, well, the use of vibrational qualities here physically. And so, since this is about creative sensing, I suggest to be familiarizing ourselves with this topic, but not too much, not to overwhelm ourselves, to stay grounded and relaxed, and of course, focused on physical actions. Um, However, you may associate your locality or my locality with a vibrational quality, with an aspect of tone. You may associate sound with vibrational qualities or emotions, other physical communications and feelings. We may associate the personality of a bird or a human or a tree with vibrational qualities. And I may say that in every moment there is some dynamic, some slight or sometimes even more noticeable changes to the vibrational quality or the energetic expression. And so what we actually identify, what we notice and recognize and appreciate, are these vibrational qualities in our energy or in the energy of others. So for instance, when we buffer energy and we really basically just tune to our own energy, then we identify what is us and what isn't, or what may be influencing us from without, and what is stabilizing us or what is defining us from within, so to speak. Now, really, the three inner senses may be used in that direction, and we may be quite playful, but it is important to be acknowledging to ourselves what we actually do and what we notice, of course. And this action of tuning or listening or tapping, we may tap everything in consciousness for information or other forms of entertainment or play. It is important to notice how we do it, to really validate to ourselves this action, because we move our three inner senses simultaneously. Now, the empathic sense is, of course, what we use to connect to, in terms of once we identify something by tone, by its expression of energy, including vibrational qualities, then we may merge with it, and our tone and vibrational qualities change in the process. And while merged, we have like two counterparts, or let's say two complementary tone actions going on, like regardless if it's a human, like with me right now, or the earth, or a tree, or music itself, doesn't matter, or colors, stones, minerals, we can merge with anything. However, we may be paying attention to that, because our tone, of course, our energetic expression changes quite often, and we may not even notice what we actually connect to empathically, or what we stay in influence or interaction with. So that is definitely an important area to be aware of our great freedom and actually, well, it is all about freedom, but there's a lot coming from this in terms of what we may do with our energy once we free up our attention. Um, Now, the inner sense of conceptualization is, of course, what we may use to conceptualize vibrational qualities or tone or whatever. And this goes way beyond our, well, currently conventional educational understanding of frequencies or of sound or vibration. It's much more that we may conceptualize. And of course, let's be playful with that, and um, let's remind ourselves that we are moving through these stages or these moments of conceptualization, of empathic connection, and of course of differential time. And it's not about identifying a truth immediately and then holding to it for the rest of your life. It's acknowledging that every understanding, every conceptualization, every rendition of what we may think something is in consciousness, like the consciousness of a tree, what makes a tree separate or differentiable from the rest of consciousness, that may change for us. And of course, the tree and we change as well. So when we identify conceptually with this inner sense a certain quality, like let's say that may be something easy for the start. We hear music or the sound someone else creates, and we may get an impression or notice or maybe identify some emotional quality that is tied to it, or maybe this person is stressed out or not quite present or whatever, and this may go on, and at some point we may wonder, okay, maybe the current wind, the current weather is holding these vibrational qualities right now. And when we appreciate that and turn this energy or interact with this energy differently, then suddenly a lot of energy is at our disposal, because we are able to, well, do something with it basically. However, a lot of qualities, while they may be changing and may be subtle to grasp, may not be so ultimately relevant to our usual daily activities. But to any one of us who is interested in this area, we may be identifying quite a lot. So let's remind ourselves again that this isn't ultimately what we're here for. There is some physical application for that, and of course we may use it for buffering, for health purposes. Healing our system, ourselves, releasing energy and all that stuff. So we may of course use that also quite inside our body and energy system. But let's pay attention to what we do and how we do stuff. And of course, there we may encounter this again in terms of I do something, a certain motion or whatever kind of dedicated action that is not even related to my energetic antenna, and I may notice, oh, I am exhibiting this quality or this emotion or the speed, the rhythm that I use, I've already used. So it is influenced, or I'm in some kind of behavioral pattern, some whatever, some habit that I may now with my awareness change. But of course, it's important to be accepting of what we chose, what we are choosing, what the rest of the world is choosing, without personalizing any of this, anything of this influence or energetic expression or other vibrational qualities. Like we may turn or buffer anything or use to enhance ourselves or whatever. Differential time is I haven't actually thought about it that much, but we may use it to not just view or approach these vibrational qualities or vibration from all angles or with different scopes, or go back in time or forth, or like get a different perception, awareness of vibrational qualities or movements in general of energy. But we may also notice that the movement of our inner senses, and of course vibration at the time, there are vibrational qualities tied to that itself, or let's say tone as action. So we may not only track something which has a different time, space, location, or whatever stamp or signature through vibrational qualities, but we may also move quite freely with that sense in meditation or in daydreaming or in dreams itself, themselves, ourselves. Um, and we may notice that time itself, the way we configured it here physically, has vibrational qualities, and that is also a bit changing in every moment with the whole universe. So there's some truth to astrology, for instance, some. But we may explore a lot there actually. And that being said, all parallel and probable times, movements, moments, everything is quite distinct by the vibrational quality. And yeah, when we identify something and we validate it, it's of course important to map it, so to speak. Also, I mean, I think it's maybe this is something more important to me, that it is important to give names to something, or be like precise with what we actually identify, so we can reuse that information, that experience, not to relive, but to take it into account in another movement or another moment. Well, anyway, I may do an extra video about buffering or doing something with these vibrational qualities, but really we may also choose in every day what we may exhibit in terms of like rather humanly palpable qualities like strength, empowerment, grounding, centeredness, confidence, trust, abundance, love, acceptance, and so on. You may choose anything, and you may meditate or tune into the action that these words actually refer to, the vibrational quality, and we may visualize or imagine it being incorporated into our energy expression, and we may change our habits through that. We may, well, really integrate a lot of qualities into our expression, and it may become quite effortless to, well, to express greatness in the knowing of who we are, or what we may do with remembering who we are. Anyway,